It's hard to stay intentionally consistent without a notebook. Jim Rohn famously said, if you hear a good idea, write it down, capture it, don't trust your memory. Many successful people have talked about the importance of keeping a journal. In this video, you'll learn why this particular journal is the only one you will ever need.
It's really nice.
I'll also show you how I plan and organize my journal to be successful for the year. This will include calendar, goals, list building, checklists, and more. So stay tuned and let's get started. So which journal do I use? This is the Moleskine XL dotted notebook. I'll put the Amazon link below. I've tried the line notebook but found that I prefer the dotted one for its ease of use. This journal is the first thing I touch in the morning, actually after I pee and weigh and drink apple cider vinegar and get a cup of coffee.
Coffee!
Morning routine video coming soon. Let me show you how this is laid out and how it's kept me organized, focused, and successful in being intentionally consistent. So on the very first page of the journal, this is where I do my yearly review. So at the end of the year, I'll read back through my old journal and I'll see what went well, what went bad, and what do I need to change going forward.
We have to make a change.
I like to schedule a day alone at the end of December to do this review. Next, we have the calendar section where I just draw out a calendar in the front of the journal. I used to carry a notebook journal and a planner, and this Moleskine's changed all that for me because now I can just have it all together. And by the way, the squares are 9 dots long this way and 8 dots wide this way. On the right side of the calendar is where I'll list my bills for the month and also any to-dos I have for that month. On the next page, I'll list out the books that I'm going to read each month. I average one nonfiction book a month, and I'll list the ones I read here. And then on this right side is where I'll list the books that I want to read. So every time I get a new idea for a book, I'll list them here. After the books, I have a travel page where I'll list out what travel I want to do for the year.
And there's Wally World.
I also build a travel checklist so that I make sure I don't leave anything at home.
I forgot something important.
Next we have prayers. This is where I just list out the prayers that I've been praying. As far as the prayer page goes, the reason I started doing that is because in the past I found that I was praying about things and they were being answered, but I wasn't keeping any record of it. So now I'll list the prayers that I'm praying, and then I'll also put the date that I get the answer. And of course, we all have goals, right? So there's a section for every month where I can write my goals. By the way, do you know what the difference is between people who meet their goals and people who do not? I recently read the book Atomic Habits when I was flying for a trip. The book is really amazing and packed full of good advice. I'll put the link for the book below. In the book, the author talks about implementing systems to accomplish your goals and how that's the difference between people that obtain their goals and those that don't achieve their goals is, are they implementing systems to achieve them? Meeting your goal is not even the best part of goal setting. Zig Ziglar said, what you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. After goals, I have a checklist. This is pretty self-explanatory. It's just basically going to be a to-do list for the year. Do you ever get to Christmas season and realize you don't have any gift ideas for your family?
What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
I started doing this so that throughout the year when I get gift ideas, I can write them down. So at the end of the year, I've already got a big list of ideas for shopping. This next section is just a want, need, and wear.
But what would I wear?
So on this want, this is where I'm just gonna basically list things that I want. It could be something for the house, a car, or a new Bible. The needs are just simply things I need, such as a lamp, a new vacuum, or maybe an air filter. Wear is for things that I need that you wear, such as a pair of dress shoes, socks, shorts, or even sunglasses. The next section is for Bible verses. Here I can just list out all the Bible verses I want to memorize as I go throughout the year, and I can come back to this page and quiz myself to see if I still remember them. So after the Bible verse section, I just have about 4 to 5 blank pages, and I do this intentionally because, as you know, throughout the year you're going to have other ideas or things that you may want at the beginning of the notebook journal. So I just leave room and flexibility to add things as I go. Okay, now finally we get to the journal section. So, you know, it's pretty basic, beginning with January 1st. I'll enter, you know, just a few words a day, or it could be a page. I'll also add my weight every morning when I weigh. So here's one that's already been done. You can see I've got my weights here. You just journal as you go. I also take my Bible study notes, church notes in here. At the end of every week, I'll usually do some kind of little check-in. Sometimes I use these 6 F's here, which is faith, family, fitness, finance, friends, fun.
F is for friends who do stuff together.
And you can just kind of track your progress there. But yeah, just pretty basic. Just journaling, whatever you think of as you go, whatever's going on in your life. It's a great idea to keep a track record of all this stuff, and you can go back and read it at any time. And one day it might even be cool for your kids to go back through your journals and see all the wisdom that you've accumulated over time.
Dad was smart, I'm not.
From this point in the journal, I don't do anything else until I go to the rear, which I'll cover in just a sec. After I read a book, I'll go through the entire book and look at every single little thing that I underlined. I always like to underline things that stand out to me or things that I want to remember. I will then make an entry in the back of the journal with all my notes for that book. This is nice because it's like carrying multiple books around with you within your notebook, where you've got 1 page of notes for every book that you've read so that you can easily go and reference them. I also like to use the back of the journal for ideas, for mind mapping, and I usually move from the back of the journal forward, and it may be a detailed list, it may just be some quick notes. You can see where my kids got a hold of this in church one day and kind of wasted a few pages there, but I also kind of like it. So from the beginning, you've got all your calendar, and then you get into your checklists and everything, and then you've got, as you go, you're just journaling every day, every month, and then at the rear is where you're going to put all the book notes, as well as all your mind mapping, any business, entrepreneurship ideas that you see fit, that you want to keep track of. This thing is legit, and they're really cheap. And just got this fresh one here, and I'm excited to get a new year started in it and fill this sucker up. Another thing that's cool about these Moleskines is they have this pocket in the rear. And so what I do is I keep a little small ruler. It's really small, and I use it to make all my straight lines in the journal, and I'll put a link for this in the description below. I'll see you on the next intentional consistency video, and remember, make a change or tomorrow will look like today.